Hello, you guys. I'm Jaquel Knight, founder of the Jaquel Knight Foundation. The past few months has lacked any source of motivation, inspiration. These two guys, who happen to be two very good friends of mine, have changed the game. Over the years of working in the industry and being surrounded by a community that seldomly owns property, these two guys have information that I found to be super impactful for myself and for all of you aspiring homeowners, building owners, property owners, landlords, brokers. This conversation is for you. So I have my boys, Britton and Danny, here to create conversation and have a discussion with some very successful real estate agents and brokers on how real estate affects all of us, especially those in the Black community. Without further ado, I give you all Black Kingdom on behalf of the Jaquel Knight Foundation.
Transitioning into the beautiful Chanel, which is another agent slash investor slash boss lady.
What's up?
At Dwell.
At Dwell,
Thank you.
California Real Estate and Investment. Dang, I didn't see that. Wow. So y'all really specialize in that. All right, I'm Dwell trying to get me over there. I ain't gonna lie. They try to get me and Danny over. Me and Danny was like, we might have to talk after this, bro.
There is room.
Yeah, so let's dive in real quick. We still got Jeff on the mic, who is the radio host for today. And let's talk about it. Just let us know. Let's dive into how you got into real estate and what's your journey and who you are.
Well, first of all, let me just say how excited I am to be invited to be a part of this discussion and to see what it is that you guys are doing, because we need more of this. There's not enough discussion on these topics that are happening that can really impact in just such a major way our neighborhoods and our folks. So just kudos to you guys for taking the initiative to do this and for having myself, Jeff, and Dwell, California, the Motown of real estate, in the room. So
let's go, Dwell.
Let me just say that just a little bit about me. I am Chanel Blake from the Bay Area, born and raised. I got into real estate because my mother was a real estate agent. My mother was an investor. And she never sat me down and really taught me or gave me the game, but I got the game by watching. I did not have the aspiration per se to be into real estate, but one thing that my mother always said that always stuck with me was that when you buy your first property, you don't buy a house where you have your money going out, you get units so you have money coming in.
Let's go.
And when I was a kid, my mom bought apartment buildings that were run down, fixed them up, we would live in them for 2 years, and then move, and then we do the same thing again.
House hacking.
I had no idea my mom was flipping real estate, no clue. So when I started to make the decision to buy my first place, I knew I was going to buy units. But even before I bought units, I had a career that was in insurance. And that's actually how Jeff and I first came to know each other. Jeff was one of my clients. I was his insurance agent while he was at KJLH.
That's what's up.
So in the game of real estate, there are many things that various professionals across the many different aspects of real estate. I mean, you have appraisers, you have contractors, you have title, you have insurance, you have the finance people, as well as agents. And across those different fields, it takes so many of those different careers to work together to do just one deal. Mm-hmm. There's so many players as part of one real estate deal. And oftentimes those players can come together to support each other in business. And I'm very proud that however I conducted myself as his insurance agent gave him the immediate confidence to allow me to participate in what he was doing at that time in real estate as a loan officer. I had transitioned out of insurance and had moved into mortgage lending. And that's how Jeff and I actually reconnected. And then he eventually was like, hey, why don't you come on over here to Dwell? We
the Motown,
right?
Smooth talking, Jeff.
So I know you own property.
I do.
Right here in the Aurora Park area, right? So you want to talk a little bit about that and the angst that came with it?
Wow. That one property that I bought when I knew I was going to buy my first piece of property, I actually became part of a program called Operation Hope. I don't know if you are familiar with Operation Hope. Its founder is John Hope Bryant. He's the founder and CEO. It is, I believe, the first nonprofit investment bank or investment firm that's pretty much in the neighborhood. Because who does investment banking or investment firms that are like nonprofit? But his organization, Operation Hope, is all about education about real estate and investments and that type of thing in our communities. And he had a program at the time that he had gotten a number of banks after the LA riots had occurred. And he went out to solicit partnerships with a number of different local banks to try and reinvest in South LA. And as a result of that partnership, they did a matching program. So anybody who wanted to buy property, if you could save $5,000 in one of their partner bank accounts, that bank would match you $5,000. You could take the 10 and put it down on a piece of property. And so that's what I did. I found out about the program. I saved the money. I got the matching grant, and that was how I was able to get the money to buy my property in Leimert Park back in 1999. And from that, I bought 8 other pieces of property in 3 different states from that one property.
Wow.
So it was...
Hold up. Oh my God, today is beautiful. So what would your take be on gentrification since you're on the investment side of the...
I want to hear this. I'm all ears.
Because I'm a believer in capitalism. I really am.
Yeah.
You know,
if you
and
invest.
So if someone comes into my neighborhood and they sacrifice like I did to get property, they save money like I did to get property, they educated themselves, and they're now, as a result, able to get this property 2 blocks down from mine in my neighborhood, I can't be mad at that. Yeah. I just can't. I can only respect that hustle. I can only respect that sacrifice in that game because I know what it takes to do what they're doing. Mm-hmm. I'm never going to be mad at that. What I am bothered about is that we don't do the same thing.
There you go.
Because we have every opportunity to do the same thing at similar rates.
Right.
84% in 2019, 84% of all home buyers in the United States identified themselves as Caucasian. 84%.
Whoa.
84%.
That is a great fact to know.
That's huge.
Terrible percentage.
So the whole idea of gentrification is very frustrating to me because I know we can do it. And I know we can do better. And I don't think that it's a useful space to be in, to be upset that somebody else is doing what we absolutely can do as well. You can get money and not have great credit. You don't have to have great credit. You don't even have to have a ton of money.
That part.
There's a whole world of what we call creative real estate, creative financing, where there are other things you can do. There are partnerships you can form. You guys have a partnership, so you're able to do more things together than what you'd probably be doing individually.
Oh, we know.
Those same rules apply in this game of real estate. And it's personally becoming a greater mission of mine to take the knowledge and information that I have to try to get that into more people so more people can do what I've done, more people can do what Jeff's done, more people can do what you guys have done to make the decision to professionally get into this real estate game. It's a game changer.
I know we talked about your Airbnb right now. Just kind of discuss a little bit about what we talked about off camera over there about your Airbnb.
I almost hate to say Airbnb, but Airbnb has become synonymous with short-term rental. That's really what the industry is. It's the short-term rental business in the same way we think of Clorox as bleach. But Clorox is really a brand, but it's really bleach we're talking about. Right. So, we kind of use the term Airbnb to refer to all short-term rental. And that's just renting a place for 30 days or less than 30-day rental. And I also have a background in the entertainment industry, not on the radio side, but I've done a little acting. I've done a little stand-up comedy, done some things in my day, done some commercial work.
Okay.
And at the time, one of my sorority sisters had asked me to do locations for a film project that she was doing. They have a film company, the only, I think, Black-owned film studio that's in LA called Tridestin. They needed a location for one of their films, and a lot of my friends know me as the real estate person. And I found them a great location, and they asked me to do a different project where they were shooting 3 different films, a part of a series. And so they needed 38 residential locations for this film shoot. So they're like, Chanel, can you help us out? So as a part of trying to put that together, I wound up looking at online and found Airbnb and called a couple of owners, and we wound up doing a couple of the locations there. So I spoke with the owners like, hey, tell me about this Airbnb thing. Like, how is this for you? Do you like it? and they all had nothing but great things to say. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this. They're like, you make more money than you can with market rate rents. The people are great. They come and they go. You know, it's a pretty easy business. It's a lot of fun. So when I had a tenant moved out, I was like, I'm going to give myself 2 weeks. This thing doesn't work. I can always go back, but I'm going to try it. I was scared as I don't know what, but I did it, got my first booking, and never looked back.
Man, listen, I felt
Never looked back.
before. You wake up and you like, the Lord is good. I had an Airbnb
Father.
in Hollywood. Yeah, and it was a beautiful studio. You can see
Yes.
the Hollywood sign from it. It was amazing.
Oh, nice.
I made a lot of money off of that. Real quick, do you have any investments, Jeff?
As a landlord, it's not my cup of tea. But I mean, I applaud Chanel. I mean, this is a woman in business. A lot of respect for Chanel for everything that she's done. Proud of it. So we're happy to have her on board.
That's awesome.
How long have you been with Dwell now?
Oh, my goodness.
Now?
It's been, about maybe 5 years now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 years now.
Yeah.
But we've known each other. It's been at least
25, 20.
maybe
15,
somewhere around
Is
there.
it 50?
20, 15, 30.
Yeah.
I'm only 39. So.
Right.
yeah.
Got to keep it in the range. Now.
Absolutely.
What would
Been a long time.
you say to the younger generation that are maybe looking to get into the investment side or the agent side?
We are in a society where we can see that there are a number of different pathways to be able to make a lot of money. You can be a YouTuber and just make videos from the comfort of your own bedroom, and you can make a lot of money. But they're, very similar to a professional athletic career. That's going to happen for some people. It's not going to happen for everybody. So for the most of us, we're going to have to be willing to kind of dig in, focus, get educated, get the information that we need. And so I think it's really important that people say, you know what, I have to be a student of this game. I'm still a student of this game. I don't care how much I learn in real estate. I don't know everything. I don't even know the half. I am always a student of this game. I can learn from any and everyone. So you have to constantly be in a state of being a receptive vessel for information and greater levels of understanding. And your job is to filter out what works well for you based on your interests, your capabilities, your skill sets, desires, your resources, your network capital, all those things. And then you make a move with that information you have.
That's
but
good.
you need to always be a vessel for that information. And those of us that have information need to be willing to share it.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to share it.
Yeah.
There's a personal responsibility that you kind of hold yourself to.
Real talk.
Oh, well, let's switch gears as an owner in this Leimert Park area.
Yes.
I know you express your frustration with the lack of information out here. Let's talk a little bit about that. And if you have any suggestions, I know I'm all ears. I know Britton's all ears.
You know,
So I'm like, so if you got anything you want to pass along, please let us know.
I wish I had, the solution to what it is. But just so for the audience to know a little bit more about what we were talking about, I bought my property in Leimert Park in 1999, December of 1999, for $270,000. By the way, I don't mind giving up the numbers because I think sometimes that's important.
Okay.
It's a four unit building. I have two bedrooms, 2 1 bedrooms, $270,000. That building is now worth over like 1.2 easy. So when I finally moved down here and I knew I was going to buy a place, this was one of the first neighborhoods I looked in. I've loved Leimert Park for a long time before I ever bought property here. I love the fact that this neighborhood, this Crenshaw area, Leimert, is really the last bastion of concentrated Black culture within all of Southern California. This is it right here, and it's awesome to be here. My frustration comes from the fact that I know there are things going on here, and I don't hear about it. I've had this building for over 20 years. Like, where is I don't get the flyer, the postcard. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do get some things in the mail, but the drummers are down here. Like, when the drummers coming? Like, I'm from Oakland. I went to Berkeley High School. At Cal Berkeley, every weekend they used to have the drummers on the campus of UC Berkeley. So I'm used to that, like the whole celebration of who we are, what we do, how we move, live, and breathe. Like it's right here in Leimert Park. And I don't get to see what's happening. And I'm mad about that because I want to participate and be connected to that. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know where that information is disseminated, how it gets out.
Now everything's online, everything's on social media. And I feel like it's missing a large population of the community as well.
Absolutely.
Like, they're like, well, I'm not on Facebook.
Right.
I got jobs. Like, they're like, I got stuff to do. I'm like, how do we get the information out to them is, I think, because I can get it out to people my age and younger. All I got to do is post a little something on Instagram,
Yeah.
a little Snapchat, and everybody's coming out.
I don't think that works here necessarily because you have so many people in Leimert Park that have just been here for so long. A lot of the residents here are, in their, 50s, 60s, and 70s. And you don't see them because they're not necessarily out here walking. They're inside, they're at the house.
Especially now.
Especially now.
Especially now.
Especially now, you know what I'm saying? But they're still here. And I think we have to look at other ways to connect to those people. A lot of those grassroots things that we used to do before we had social media, I think that we have to get back to some of that stuff.
Send out mailers and stuff.
Whether send out mailers or putting, postcards or just somebody that's collect what is going on. The store here, I did not even know that this store was here. I would love to come.
Shouts out to Soul Folks.
Right.
in
Shout
Leimert
out to
Park.
Soul Folks in Leimert Park.
When somebody was gonna say that.
So,
The beacon of
Soul
Leimert
Folks.
right now.
and let me tell you something. This store is beautiful. The merchandise is beautiful. It is a wonderful. I don't need to go to Melrose. No disrespect to Melrose. No disrespect to Hollywood Boulevard. I don't need to go there to be able to come into a wonderful, quaint, boutique shop and get amazing clothes, amazing jewelry. Great things that are stylish, having me looking right. Having me looking cute while I'm on the block. You know what I'm saying? I can go right here in Leimert.
4317 Degnan.
The address
4317
is 4317
in Leimert Park.
Degnan.
At Soul Folks on any network.
At Soul Folks on any
Any
network.
Any.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's real.
But this again is what we were talking about earlier, is that we want to have it so people want to come to our neighborhoods.
Yeah.
We have this property. We have ownership in this land, and we've had it for a long time. But it's like, have we taken it and tried to grow it into something where we actually can stay and benefit from it going forward? And this is you guys have touched on it here in Leimert Park because of the culture and because of everything that it brings. It's an oasis to us. Ladera, Baldwin Hills, where there's high concentration of us. We need to figure out, realize that we've got something special.
Yeah.
And it's not done. It's not finished. There's more to go.
Yeah.
I think that you get jaded when you live here and you've lived here for so long. It is what it is, and nobody's telling you, hey man,
Gold mine.
you're in a gold mine right now. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Where do you see Leimert in the next 5 to 10 years? And how can you help to push the movement forward instead of letting it slip through our fingertips?
Well, first, I want to point out that Leimert Park actually became one of the top 10 flipping neighborhoods in the nation several years ago. There has been such an interest in Leimert Park because I think what a lot of folks didn't necessarily realize is that, there's a concentration of black people, but they got money. There's money in Leimert. There's money in View Park, right up on this hill right next to Leimert. There's money in Baldwin Hills, and lots of it.
Yeah.
And so people realized that there were homes here and that the area was still just, so desirable that, you could buy a house for maybe 200 some odd thousand and you could sell it for 4 or 5, so this became a really, really, very, very much sought after flipping neighborhood to the point where, home prices, a single family home price now, it can be in the 8s and the 9s,
Easy.
over here. So I think over the next 5 years, I'd love to continue to see values grow. I'd love to see that if flipping is going to continue, that, that there's more African Americans that are involved in that there are more African Americans buying those finished products, those flipped homes, those beautifully remodeled homes, and not just, our brothers and sisters of other races, but more of us. And one of my personal mottos is that you got to love the community like you love the money. You got to love the people like you love the money.
Say that.
I can always make money. I'm skilled, I'm gifted, I'm educated, I'm capable, I'm hardworking, I'm driven, I'm sassy, I'm strong. I can always make money. But you got to love people first. You got to love the community like you love the money. So I think that when we come from a perspective where we're putting the value on people first, the money will naturally come. So I would love to work with you. I put that out there right now. and make
definitely
myself
gonna happen.
available
That's definitely
to see
gonna
how we can further what you're trying to do.
Man, we appreciate that. And then the last thoughts with Jeff. Where do you see Leimert going in the next 5 to 10 years, and how can you help out with keeping the community not the way it is, but growing the community and educating the community?
Well, you can have what you say. You know, that's something that's biblical. You can have it. If you say it, you can have it. So I think we have to be mindful of what we say about the future, of what we say it's going to be. So I'm going to declare it right now that this is going to become a mecca, and there's going to be shops and stores and commerce and units that people can't afford, because that's what we're going to purpose to do. I did not have the pleasure of meeting Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
But he had already set the table with what he was attempting to do, what he had already done, the things he accomplished in this community. And I want to leave you with this. We cannot let his dream, his vision,
Not at all.
go away, pass away, while it's in our hands. Right. He's gone on, but hopefully he's inspired some kids. Maybe he's inspired you. He's definitely inspired me. And the way he was working with the real estate and the businesses and creating opportunities for people, and the way he loved this place. He loved the hood. He loved where he was from, and he wanted to make it better. Yeah, I'm gonna say we're going to do that. That's what we are going to do. The people watching this show are going to repeat what we're saying. Just like some of the negative things that have been said about us, we can't live that. We have to speak where we want to be,
that part,
who we want to be, and what we want to have.
That's good. Shout out to Akil, the owner of
Akil.
Soul Folks. He
Soul
just walked
Folks.
in.
Yeah, man.
Wow, you
was
said
beautiful.
it. You both said it all. So, I appreciate you all for being here. I'm gonna keep saying it. You can give it up for them one more time.
Thank you for having us here, man. It's a
We're
pleasure.
talking about Dwell, California.
Well, California, baby.
DwellCaliforniaHomes.com. You can go to the website.
And their merch is dope.
I was gonna say we got merch. We got merch.
With the merch, yeah, man. So this was beautiful. Once again, guys, you guys
Thank you so
blessed us
much.
with your presence.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate Soul Folks once again for allowing us to do this. Dwell, Old Town of Real Estate.
Right.
Let's eat.
And, we're on our way.
And we all right.
Let the people eat.
Shout out to the Jaquil Knight Foundation.
To the Jaquil Knight
Collabing
Foundation.
with us on this. And let's clap it up for that. Amazing session, y'all.